A pro-democracy regional governor was assassinated today in Sudan as fighting intensifies between Sudan's armed forces and the rebel Rapid Support Forces. Hundreds of civilians have been killed during 2 months of fighting. Nearly 2 million people have fled their homes, and hundreds of thousands of people have escaped to neighboring countries like Egypt, Chad, Ethiopia, and South Sudan. U.S. and Saudi-led talks to broker an end to the war have so far failed. Meantime, as Stephanie Tsai tells us, nearly half of Sudan's remaining population is in dire humanitarian need.
Gunfire, explosions, men with guns now ruling the Sudanese capital. These are the sounds and sights of civil war. Khartoum is a city burning with thick plumes of smoke and violence everywhere. A power struggle between Sudan's armed forces and its rival faction, the Rapid Support Forces, has turned residential streets into war zones. Not even the children are spared. The smallest coffins are the heaviest. Last month, the state-run Al Migoma orphanage said nearly 70 children had died of fever and starvation, including 24 babies.
Sadly, I witnessed most of their deaths and funerals. So, our message to the world: evacuate the orphans from Khartoum to a safe city with a safe pathway.
Nearly 300 children who survived at the orphanage were rescued by a team from the International Committee of the Red Cross. But 14 million children in Sudan remain trapped and in urgent need of life-saving support. Yet the warring factions attack hospitals and loot aid warehouses, further crippling essential infrastructure already on the brink of collapse. More than 70% of medical centers in Khartoum and adjoining cities have shut down since the war began. Thousands have fled, like Nada Al-Wasila.
It was terrible, terrifying, scary, the hours, the days that I went through with all this sound of missiles and gunshot and screaming, crying.
Al-Wasila, an American citizen, was trapped in Khartoum. She escaped with her 11-year-old daughter Amira in a harrowing week-long journey to Port Sudan on the Red Sea and then to Saudi Arabia.
If you didn't roll down the window, the car window real fast, they may kill you, shoot you, you know. All my concern was my little girl. Like, I can fight until I get killed before they rape me, but what about her? What's gonna happen if I die and she's on their hands?
It's been impossible to shield her daughter from the horrors of war.
There were 2 little girls got killed by missiles, and she saw that. I didn't mean to let her see that, but she didn't sleep all night, and she's like was holding me and crying. Why they got killed, why this war is going on, what's going on in Sudan.
Here, another mother who fled for survival.
I realized Khartoum is not a safe place for us anymore.
Muja Khatib once worked at a refugee camp in Khartoum and is now a refugee herself. She fled with her son to Juba in South Sudan.
The health situation is so bad. I lost one of my relatives because of asthma, because she couldn't get a hospital.
She worries for those left behind.
Sudan is facing a starvation crisis. People in Khartoum are starving.
The power struggle in Khartoum has reignited the conflict in West Darfur. The very schools that were once shelters for the internally displaced have been burnt to the ground. Darfur is a state the size of Spain in western Sudan, bordering Chad. It has been the epicenter of conflict for over 2 decades. In 2003, interethnic violence was brutally crushed by the government-backed Janjaweed Arab militia, leaving 300,000 civilians dead. The Janjaweed gave birth to the RSF, which along with other Arab militias is behind the recent and ongoing slaughter of civilians in Darfur. The NewsHour received videos from local human rights activists from the worst hit city of Al Janina late last month, before widespread power outages and communication blackouts isolated Darfur. This used to be a mosque. There are grave human rights violations, the man who shot this video says. Satellite images confirm entire villages have been reduced to ashes. Crucial civilian infrastructure, government buildings, courts, and markets all destroyed. Today, the governor of West Darfur, Khamis Abakar, was killed in El Janina by the RSF. This video purportedly shows the moment he was taken. He had accused the group of genocide. Nearly 1,000 civilians have been killed in Darfur. Getting information has been challenging, but over the past 2 weeks, the NewsHour has been able to obtain pictures and audio messages from people trapped there.
There is a big catastrophe in West Darfur. We aren't able to find water to drink or food. We go 5 to 6 days without finding food to eat. Those who are injured have no hospitals to go to. We don't have any of the resources we need here in West Darfur.
The latest reports from Darfur-based activists warn of sexual violence and an acute healthcare crisis.
We were near Al Janina when the attacks started. We couldn't even find a midwife to deliver my pregnant sister.
This message came in Monday.
17 people are dead and 37 injured, right around us. We are all confined to one area of less than a mile. The biggest crisis is that there's no food or medicines. In hospitals, all surgeries have stopped for 4 days because of a lack of oxygen and anesthesia.
It's an SOS call.
We've tried to send you photos and videos, but we weren't able to. The situation is very bad. The health situation is the worst. We hear of cases of cholera. We're in dire need of help. There's blood and filth and dead animals on the streets, and the fires are always raging.
With international humanitarian organizations having no access to Darfur, at least 100,000 refugees have crossed the border on foot and horseback to Chad. But with the rainy season approaching there and services strained in already crowded camps, it is far from a sanctuary. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Stephanie Tsai.